To call Ken Dennis an avid bike rider would be an understatement. The communications engineer with Central Lincoln PUD uses his bike to get to work every day, rain or shine.
The health benefits, that's the reason why I do it. And economy. You save a lot of money in gas. Most trips that people take are 5 miles or less, and those are easily attainable on a bicycle. 5 miles is not insurmountable for the average person. And they do get the health benefits by getting out there and getting some exercise. When I ride back and forth to work, the 4 miles each way, it takes me about 20 minutes, and I can get my heart rate up, which is a good thing to do. They say you should do that every day anyway.
Dennis got so excited about the benefits of riding for both transportation and recreation, he joined the Lincoln County Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee so he could share his passion with others.
Well, actually, I helped restart the Quinn Wheels Bicycle Club to actually teach bicyclists how to ride. I joined a bike club here about 20 years ago when there was one here earlier. I found out after riding with other people I really didn't know how to ride as far as distances were concerned. There's a lot of things that the average person really doesn't know. So once I learned how to ride, then I wanted to teach everybody else.
Lincoln County considers itself ahead of the curve on bike lanes and pedestrian safety thanks to a 20-year master plan created in 1992. The plan addresses the growth in bike riding and walking by residents and tourists.
Lincoln County has worked on this problem for a considerable number of years. In 1992, the commissioners adopted a bicycle master plan. That master plan laid out fundamentally the bike routes in the county, on the county road system, and it also indicated the nature of the improvements that we should make in various areas to facilitate the bicycle use.
A perfect example of what Weisman means can be seen along this road. The shoulders of the road have been paved and striped to create a lane reserved for bike riders and pedestrians.
It serves a couple of purposes. It gives the motorists a little bit better view of the road because it's wider. Unfortunately, they tend to drive faster when it's wider like this, so it's a give or take. But now the bicyclists and pedestrians they have a place that they can, really call their own, and they've got a little bit more room to maneuver on. Without the 3 to 4 foot wide shoulders on here, be riding right there next to the fog line, which is real close to the traffic. And the county's been really, really good at looking at all their county roads in and around the major metropolitan areas, the cities and stuff, and taking care of these things.
As you round a curve, the lane disappears. That leaves riders and walkers to compete with motorists for space along the edge of the road. This is the kind of situation Lincoln County is trying to reduce to comply with Oregon's state bicycle and pedestrian program. In an urban environment, the kind of street the plan envisions looks like this. It allows room for pedestrians on the sidewalk and bikes in a designated lane next to vehicle traffic.
We're trying to provide, I would say, more room than we are separation. We're not trying to provide actual physical separation, that's not practical, but we are trying to provide adequate room for all of the pedestrians, the bicyclists, and the motorists that's required for them to adequately share the road.
When we're talking about rules of the road as they apply to bicyclists and motorists, there's a third element, the pedestrian. I'm in a crosswalk, and Oregon law says I have the right-of-way and cars must stop in the driver's lane and the adjacent lane until I get across. To test the law, we use a crosswalk on busy Highway 101 to varying degrees of success. It's obvious some drivers need more education than others on their responsibilities. That's why the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office won a $4,000 ODOT pedestrian safety grant for the third year in a row.
This is a grant that allows funding to pay for overtime for deputies to focus on crosswalks and pedestrian safety and, of course, educating the motorist. Well, typically what they'll do in the enforcement efforts, there'll be signs that are posted that there's an enforcement action taking place up ahead. that there will be a decoy person, oftentimes it's in fact it is a police officer, that is crossing in the crosswalk, and there are patrol cars that are positioned beyond that location to stop motorists who fail to comply with the law.
Expect to see several pedestrian safety operations on Lincoln County streets this summer. They'll be announced beforehand and clearly marked by signs on the day of the operation. Those involved with both pedestrian and bike safety look to the future as more and more Lincoln County residents and visitors walk and ride.
Right now, I'd like to see the county apply for some grants to get some trails in. Like I said, there's so many people that are uncomfortable with riding on the roads. I don't care what you do with them, they're going to be uncomfortable with doing that. And the people that I've spoken to in this community and around here would like to see more trails.
If you'd like to see maps of Lincoln County bike routes, just visit the county's website. Click on Public Works and you'll find a link to maps. There's also a description of each route. At the bottom of the map page, there's also a link to Oregon's Bike and Pedestrian Program. You can also find details about the Lincoln County Bicycle and Pedestrian Committee, whose members are appointed by the Board of Commissioners. The phone number for Lincoln County Public Works is 265-5747.